Did you ever ride a bicycle? Did you like riding bicycles? I love riding bicycles. And a couple of years ago, I rode my bike 750 miles across France and back in 80 hours total with only 4 hours of sleep. Solo, self-supported, and it was actually an event, and over 6,000 people participated, but only 317 women finished. And it's an event that's like the ultra cycling Olympics of Europe. It's called Paris, and it only happens every 4 years. And after I did that, people in my life, in my professional life, in my personal life, in my coaching practice, people were like, how did you do it? And to answer that question, at first I was like, I don't really know, I just did it. I trained and I practiced and I did all the things. But really, when I reflected deeper, I realized that I've been going all out for a long time. Actually, my whole life. It goes all the way back to the very beginning. And I think for high achieving women, that's very relatable. When we are overachievers, as I consider myself to be, or ultra women, as I am actually in sport, that's also another sporting event. It's a pattern, it's a habit that we have because we're just driven inside. But what's behind that really? That's what my book is about. Identifying the cycles that I've repeated in my life that drive me to my greatest successes in my career, like becoming the vice president of an oil company, in my brave decisions like deciding to sell all my stuff and move to Hawaii, quit my job, all the things, and also in my sports to do these crazy 3-day, 320-mile swim, bike, run races. Those are the Ultramans, or Ultrawoman as I call myself. What's the driver behind that? What are the patterns? And how is it that the very energies that can propel me to my greatest successes can also threaten to derail my whole life? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, in this strive for perfection and achievement and validation, oftentimes it gets to be too much. Like, you just can't keep up anymore. It's hard being strong all the time. It's exhausting trying to always chase the what's next and be on and perform and show up and show everybody. And when that happens, for me, I seek methods of escapism, as I call it in the book. And what does that look like? Well, originally, early in my career, it was alcohol. I am an alcoholic. After that, it was over-exercising. So that really drove this habit of over-exercising, which I wasn't even an athlete to begin with. Growing up, I had no background in athletics until I was in my 30s. So that's a part of the story. And then also after alcohol and exercise, my other addiction has been sugar. Sugar for numbing out, for dopamine hit, for emotional regulation and support. And when those escaping strategies even are not enough to get away from the pain, to soothe the pain, I have found that I reinvent myself. And what does that look like? Well, in the case of my job, when my job got to be so bad and I felt so devalued that enough was enough, I wasn't going to take it anymore, I quit, sold all my stuff, and moved to Hawaii. Let's start over. Go big or go home, right? And I did. But you know what? Coming to Hawaii didn't solve all my problems, because I wasn't aware of all those patterns and habits I had that also came with me. And this book is about discovering those patterns and learning how to shift them, discovering what's behind them, which in my experience is fear. Fear is behind all of these cycles, and shifting that to learning to be in a place of love. So finding the things that motivate us in life that we actually can be authentic and do for ourselves and not be seeking the validation of others.